Hello, everybody, and welcome back to M&J Games. I am Michael, and as you can see, there's been some more decorating done around this coaster, and it's got an official name. And so I want to credit Andrew Birtles on the chat on my last video, who said he liked the idea for the name Dune, and I like that as well. And so as you can see, it's not necessarily just deserty, but just trying to make it more of a different terrain kind of feel to it. And we rode this coaster last time. This is honestly, I mean, I really love this coaster. I love how it turned out. And I think for the most part, pretty darn smooth. The end, I think, could be a little bit more smooth. But if we're talking from a realism standpoint, some of these B&M stand-up coasters or floorless coasters, even though they still are great rides, some of them definitely have developed a rattle over the years, especially some of their floorless coasters. But yeah, I just like the layout and I love how kind of compact it is. It doesn't take up that large of a footprint, so I just kind of loved how it turned out. It's kind of up against this kind of canyon wall, and so yeah. So this episode just gonna kind of show you what's been completed and talk about next steps for the park. And I don't know how many more episodes we will have in the park, but we are at 74% right now. As if you see, right at 74%. So we still got a good amount to go, and then that doesn't even count the extra percentage that we'll be able to get. But yeah, so as you can see, I have put a cement area around, and the reason why I've got this, I'll show you why I'm doing this right here. So for example, the reason why I have this out here is it allows me to mess with the path. So for example, if I build something, I want to do something in here, you see how that allows me to do that, right? But if I try to do it over here, it won't allow me, and the reason is because it all has to do with the path underneath. Because this it just, I guess, just doesn't have enough support from the terrain, and so that's the reason why I have this out like this right now, just in case I want to do something else with these paths. Like I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want this area to be. It could be another flat ride. I need to have more buildings in this park. That's my next growth as a builder, is building more buildings, because as you can see, outside of kind of the main area, we don't have a ton of buildings in this park, if really at all. And so I want this to kind of be a stretch of just like some food places and shops and stuff. But yeah, I definitely need to get better at that. I think that's one of the areas that for me, I'm kind of like nervous to tackle, just because I know it's, to make good buildings, they gotta be so detailed. And so yeah, I've been trying to go look at different people's parks and even some PC parks and take screenshots trying to get ideas. So we'll see. But yeah, I want to kind of have this kind of be an outdoor food place with some seating here. And so I might lay down some different tile here, to have it kind of all be covered up and just have a lot of seats and stuff. But we'll see. Um, yeah, I mean, let me know any ideas, what you guys have and what you think would work well there. And so you can see we got a staff building. And so as we look at this view, I just like how this has turned out. You know, you got a good line of sight to the coaster. Then this dune sign looks nice, I think. And we've got a station built. And then we've got our maintenance area back here, so you can see the transfer track. And I still got a little bit more detailing to do on there, just kind of putting some wires and stuff. And I want to put kind of a cable box up over here that would represent like pressing the button. Oh, and thank you to Coaster Creations on his latest video. I saw he did this for lights on his coaster, and I absolutely love it. I think it looks phenomenal. And those are just simply the, let's see, these are just the firehouse emergency lights, and I just colored it white. And then TJ Puffs, I kind of got some of the idea and inspiration from him on this part, but to make a walkway. There's another type I'm going to try to make as well, but it's a little maintenance stairs for the employees to get up there. So yeah, this area I think is coming together, and then so let's kind of walk up the queue, even though there's not a ton of stuff. And then I've started doing this with my coasters. I've gone back and changed this to cover up the ugly entrance things. I just use this, and I'm coloring it one of the colors of the coaster. And then obviously kind of we've got these concrete columns, and then the sign's kind of buried in that. So I love how it's turning out. I think this is a nice Nice look, as you can see. And then the station, so we come this way, and I made this wall that, yes, it is kind of bright, it's that orange, but it's a protection wall for the guest as you're in the queue. Using some of these, I think these are Arcadia, or I can't even pronounce that. I don't even, I'm terrible at pronouncing stuff. That's why I'm a math teacher, not an English teacher. But yeah, so coming up the queue, and then what I think is really cool about it as we see this other coaster go up is as you're waiting in line, you can sit here and you can kind of watch the coaster descend the first hill. And then as the coaster comes back, you see the coaster go right there. So I think that's a really, really cool look and really cool spot here. So let me know y'all's thoughts. What do you guys think of it? And then you come up here into the station, and this is, I'll put the link to this in the workshop, but this was, I got off the workshop from Marco Cop 93, I think is his profile name. I've done a spotlight before on a couple of his rides, and one of his rides before he had this, and it's not all, it's saved as a blueprint. So let me show you guys real quick under scenery, just so you guys can know exactly what it's called. So Source, Frontier Workshop. Let's see, it's this one right here. It's called Control Cabin. So it's about 120 pieces, and I just had to recolor it from the pink that it was, which is a little tedious, but I think it looks pretty good. So it's a little control cabin, and you know, I think the creator did a really good job on making that, so I wanted to put it in my park, allow you guys to see it, and why reinvent the wheel sometimes, right? That's what we say as teachers a lot. Why reinvent the wheel? Oh, I probably need to move that. Okay. So I definitely need to shift this over a little bit. Okay. Just because the coaster track kind of collides with it, so I'll work on that. But yeah, so here's the station. And so I've got these lights in here. So at night, it's not, I mean, it's semi lit up. I mean, I've seen parks like this before that aren't really that lit up at night, right? But yeah, that, I mean, I just think that looks really cool on the lift hill. So thank you, Coaster Creations, for that. And then we started doing a maintenance area. Obviously, you got to deck that out. And I'm only going to do the interior if I have enough of piece count left over, because I still want a couple coasters that I want to put in and stuff. And so this is, yeah, that's the transfer track. And I can't remember if last time, yeah, I guess these rides were here last time. But we've got a little, here's kind of the queues, and so it's just kind of covered by trees. So yeah, I think it's working out well. Love to hear your thoughts. Out of the coasters in the park so far, what is your favorite of the coasters? Do you like Dune? Do you like Thunder and Lightning, the Boomerang coaster, or Heat Wave? And just to show you guys what I was talking about before, I just added these kind of signs to it to make it a little bit more official, get rid of that ugly awfulness that is normally there. Torpedo. And then over here, and I also want to get your guys' opinion on what I did on the interior. I still need to put some bends and stuff. You got Thunder and you've got Lightning, and so I still need to light this area up a little bit. But if we go in here and you ride the coaster, when you get out, you come this way. And I decided just to kind of have it chained off a little bit because I was trying to figure out how to get rid of this. Let's see how to get rid of that awful crap right there. And so this is the only way that I could think of it that looks semi okay. And so I do like how it turns out. I mean, you don't necessarily feel boxed in because obviously you're not waiting in line here. You're just exiting the ride. Well, that's kind of a cool view. See as the coaster comes back. Yeah, that's pretty cool view. So love to hear your thoughts and opinions. How do you think this area is turning out? Is there anything else that you guys would do differently? Oh, one other thing I wanted to show you is what I used here and I used over there. Because what I'm going to plan on doing is put some buildings and stuff back here. So I wanted there to kind of be like the little distinction between the two. So I saw Silverette do this in one of his videos. All I used was the balcony support piece, like that, and just buried it in the ground. And I did the same thing over here. Same thing for this part. So that's just the balcony support lowered, and then here is the balcony support, but it's turned sideways instead of just lowered. So now you got that. And so I kind of carried this over here, just to kind of add a little decorative to it, because I don't want to put up a full fence. But yeah, so this fence kind of carries all the way over here. But yeah, really enjoy how this is coming along, and we are going to end the episode with a POV of Dune now that I've got it all kind of themed out and trees and everything like that. But before we do that, the reason why you see this here is I do have a coaster that I just recently built in here. It's a smaller, more compact coaster, so you guys can maybe try to figure out what type of coaster that is. But I went ahead and deleted it just because I didn't want you guys to see before I made that episode. And then we do have a couple more that are going to be going in this area. So I'm really excited to see how this ultimately turns out. But for now, I'm going to leave you guys with the POV of Dune. And let's go ahead. We rode it during the daytime last time, so let's ride this at nighttime. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.